Good evening, Jeremy Aiken back on AM 1220 WLPO. And we are continuing with tonight's Spring Valley Mayoral Forum. In the House tonight are our three candidates, Mayor Cliff Banks and Alderman Walt Marini and Jack Narczewski.
My heart's in Spring Valley. I really care about Spring Valley. I have a lot on my agenda to do for Spring Valley. I have a lot of stuff worked out, programs I want to do, and I need another 4 years to get these done.
I believe we need to continue to market our industrial corridor in order to bring more jobs to the area while working on job retention with our existing businesses. I'd also like to explore a means of expanding our small business industrial park. In recent years, we have missed out on development by industries looking for 10 acres or less because we do not have smaller parcels of property available.
As we are limited, we lost out on a few prospects coming to town. They wanted smaller acreage, but I think Spring Valley has got a good future, especially to the north and even to the east. I always visioned that someday Spring Valley and Peru might be neighbors.
Let me tell you about the Bassick property.
Sure.
Because it's because of me the city does not own that. These two gentlemen here fought hard to get me to sign and go with the Bassick property, and I stopped it. I told them they could take me to court on the Bassick property. I would not sign. And as far as the street signs, as soon as I got into office, the engineer said in a certain date that we had to change all of our signs. It come to $180,000 to change every street sign and all the signs, road signs in town. I'll take care of all of our signs to get updated. We started that program small. We've got every street sign raised and brand new ones in town. We're already started on changing the names of our streets. We've done that program year after year so we could do that at a small bunch and not come up with $180,000 at the very end like this town's used to doing. They always hold the ball to the very end. I inherited a lot of problems when I came in, and we was in a bad economy. We took care of a lot of problems. I've worked really hard with the people in Spring Valley to take care of the older buildings downtown. Took the circus bar, which the city council a few years back spent over $55,000 fighting the owner of that building. And when I got elected, I sat down in 30 minutes. I had that building given away to a person. Didn't cost the city taxpayers, the city attorney, anybody one dime on that. And we got that building taken care of. It's excellent looking inside, people in. And as soon as a business comes to town, and I know this for a fact, as Mormon, Keystone, and all of them, they come down and look at our downtown area. That's why I have been promoting to keep it clean. I've also used people that's been in trouble with the law, and I personally worked them community service hand in hand. It's almost like I'm being punished for that.
I want the voters to know that a lot of the accomplishments being claimed by Mr. Banks are actually the result of the actions of the City Council working together. We need to build on these accomplishments by creating a better plan for the future. We can't just move from project to project. I believe that we need a vision. When Walmart Distribution Center came to Spring Valley, we just didn't run the water and sewer to their property. We ran the lines up to Route 6 to be prepared for future development. This action led to the Marmon Keystone development. The same holds true for the East Side infrastructure improvements. These investments for the future, I am pleased to say, that a development is very probable in the coming months because of the foresight that was used in putting this infrastructure in.
Wanting to discuss was on the Bassick property, and that was, yes, it had no further remediation on that. The attorney stressed to us that the minute the owner of that property, the minute you sold that, and the minute somebody stuck a shovel in the ground, that contamination part came back to the owner, which would have been the city of Spring Valley. I could not put the people in Spring Valley in harm's way and take a burden of a cost that we could not see. You'd never know what's going to happen. And as far as the water line out on Route 6, that $1.1 million, that water and sewer was not even big enough for St. Margaret's. They failed to tell you that we needed another water tower out there. And they're not cheap. So not only would we have spent the 1.1, we'd have had to put another water tower in. And I'm not for sure the sewer would have worked with the pumping station they had there. In fact, the line that was going over Spring Creek that leaked and dumped into Spring Creek, we had fixed under my administration. That's a brand new line in there now. We've done a lot of work in Spring Valley. And we're doing it without raising water and sewer costs, and we're going to keep doing it that way. And we're going to clean the town up. At the end of the year, you're going to see a lot better at Spring Valley. I'm proud of Spring Valley. It's growing, and you're going to see people come to Spring Valley.
In reference to what Mr. Banks just said on the East Side Water and Sewer Project, we took the advice of our city engineer, and that was the size of water and sewer pipes that we used, which was adequate for the St. Margaret's Hospital. I'm not sure where Mr. Banks is getting his data on that. In reference to the Bassett property, there was long discussions amongst the council, and we hired an attorney out of Springfield that was well versed in environmental law. She told us that there was no consequences if we purchased the property as long as the city did nothing to the property. This advice was also reiterated by Barb Landers from the Illinois EPA. But this all is a moot point, because all that was just discussions in leading up to what the final decision was, which was that we ended up getting an option on the property and transferring this option. And the reason that this discussion was taking place was that the city wanted to have some control over what was done on the property. We didn't want to transfer to a new owner and then just sit on it for a period of time and not develop it. We wanted to make sure that it was developed. So this was all taken into consideration on what our final decision was.
Well, getting back to the Bassett property, the mayor here is for it, then he's against it. Now he's for it, and he's against it. Now we got a clean bill of health, he's for it. It's been a one-man show for 4 years, and this has got to stop. He's been more or less like a dictator, trying to run the town just on his own merit. Now you got 8 other council members sitting there. And as far as this water leak, that line going across the Spring Creek, anybody would have fixed that thing. He's going to take credit because it was a leak, and he fixed it. But he's supposed to fix it. I'd have fixed it. And Mr. Marini would have fixed it. And as far as the street signs, I could take you right now to Spring Valley. What signs are you talking about you replaced? Or the city replaced? Mr. Mayor? Didn't you say...
Can I answer him on that? Because I will. Every stop sign's been replaced, Jack.
Street signs.
John is working on them now. We're doing that little each year, not 180,000 at the end.
Where?
And as far as that line you said at Spring Creek that would have been fixed, let me answer that. The line leaked in Spring Creek for 8 years and you never fixed it.
How can you prove that?
I know it. Ask the people around it. It leaked on Smullinger's land and in the creek.
That's the first
Look
I
at your
heard
EPA stuff that you've got in there, where you've got cited for that. Check it out. You haven't been there long enough, you don't know what's going on. I'm sorry.
Oh,
All right.
so sorry.
That's what I deal
Boy.
with, the council that wouldn't work with me. The people of Spring
There you
Valley
go.
will give me...
You should work with the council. That's what
The
you should
people
do.
of Spring Valley
Work
have
with the
given me a
council. Work with
council
the
that I
council.
can work.
Don't be a dictator up there.
All right, Jack.